Hello, my name's Henry, and I'd like to talk to you today about something a lot of people do. Is watching the birds in their backyard. So I've been doing that for a while, and I've got several different kind of feeders. I get different kind of seeds in the different kind of feeders. So I was in the store the other day, and I see they had this little white cage about that big, and it said it's a soot feeder, and it loves woodpeckers. Love that. So I got it, and I thought, well, what is soot? So soot, I found out, is kind of like stuff inside a cow's behind the rib cage there, and it's kind of beige color, and it's kind of hard like soap. And they take that soot and they melt it, and then they put it, make it cakes to fit inside that wire cage. And when they have that soot melted, why, the different kind of birds like different kind of things, so they make some with nuts in it. They put peanut butter in some. They got all kinds of berries they put in those, and they put seeds, just a mixture of seeds that the regular feeders have. So I got that, and I got home and I hung it on the tree out behind my house. And so I was sitting there watching that, and there was this little black bird came down. He had little white feathers and little white stripes on his back like that. And on the back of his head, he had a little spot of red back there. So I got my bird book, and I looked at that, and there was called a downy woodpecker. He's kind of small, and I wondered why they call that a downy woodpecker. And I thought, well, the person that named that, maybe the feathers kind of look like down. Or I thought, well, maybe because the thing, it kind of comes down the tree like that backwards, that they call it downy because of that. So, whatever. So then I watch it later on. There's another bird come down the tree, looked just like that downy woodpecker, only it was bigger. He was a lot larger than that. So I got my book and I looked at it, and they called that an airy woodpecker. He looked just like the downy, black, and there were spots and stripes down all back and all that, and he had that red spot back on the back, and that's all. That was male, and the females don't have that red spot back there. So anyway, they call that an airy woodpecker. And I thought, why do they call that an airy woodpecker? It's not airy on it, it's got feathers. And then I thought, well, maybe because the person that named that, he kind of looked, the light shined off of it, looked like it had hair. So I said, well, okay. So then the next day I'm watching that soot feeder, and I see this beautiful bird come down the tree, and it's got a red head, comes all the way down, and a stalk back there, back of his head. And he's got a beautiful light gray belly on him, and he's got real fine black and white stripes on his wings and down his back. So I got my bird book, and I looked, and they call that red-bellied woodpecker. The red-bellied woodpecker, he doesn't have a red belly. He's got a gray belly. So I thought, well, why don't they call that a red-headed woodpecker? So I thought, well, I looked in my bird book again. I turned the page, and there is a woodpecker that's got a red head. All his head is red. He's got a white spot around his neck like that, and he got that black, the beautiful black body, and they call that one a red-headed woodpecker. I thought, well, okay, the bird I got then, you can't call it a red-headed woodpecker. I thought, well, maybe they could call it a gray-breasted woodpecker, because that kind of makes sense, He got a beautiful gray stomach on it there. And I thought, well, maybe they could call it a red-topped woodpecker. Or they could call it a red-necked woodpecker. Well, on second thought, red-necked, it might offend a few people. But then I thought, well, why in the world would they call that a red-bellied woodpecker? I don't understand. Red belly. Go figure. Have a nice day.